Hi, my name is Tara Bergener, and I'm going to share my RecipeFinder website for my first sprint. So here we have clickable links to all of the different pages that we can go to. I did not get to my account. I was expecting more time and did not quite finish up because I wanted to really get involved in the JavaScript. So from the home page, you can see there are listed some featured recipes. And I wanted these to come up randomly, but I also ran out of time for that. So, but you can click through them so that it will show you what the featured recipes are. Ideally, if I had more time, I'd love for it to update like every week or so with new featured recipes. So then if we click recipes, it does take us to a recipes page where it will display several recipe cards with their images. This is a JSON that I actually pulled from another website right here. So it has all of those recipes here with their images and everything. We can search by ingredient, which is the main functionality of my website. So if I put flour, it is going to bring up the recipes that require flour. If we just say it has to be filled in, say cherry, it'll only come up with this poke cake. And some of them you might think like, oh, this would use flour, but it doesn't. So you can search by ingredients. If I put in multiple ingredients, then it will show me other recipes with those ingredients as well. Now I have the same functionality here with my recipes that the user would put in for themselves. And you again can add those ingredients and it'll show you everything with those ingredients. And as you can see, it filters it out more if you just have the flour there. It's not going to include anything that doesn't have flour or one of the ingredients that were listed. At the bottom of every one of my pages, I also have a dynamically updating year. So just to go over the JavaScript real quick. At the very top of my JavaScript, you can see that we're searching the JSON for the ingredients specified by the user. This next method is going to populate the cards for the JSON data. It's going to retrieve that data from our recipes.json. And then it is going to display those cards by putting each element into the HTML and then appending these elements to the recipe card and then appending the recipe card to the recipe container so that there are separate cards within, as we can see within our page. Then if we go to our My Recipe methods, it's going to be really, really similar, except it's not going to pull from the recipe JSON. It's going to pull from the My Recipe JSON, as you can see here in the other method where it fetches the data, it's going to fetch from a different JSON. I do have error handling, so if for some reason it didn't work, I would get an error in my console saying that I was unable to load the recipes from that JSON. And then further down, you can see it has the ability to search by ingredient and then search by name. And then you can just split those ingredients up like I did before with a comma to be able to add more than one ingredient. Here's the JavaScript for my panels on my homepage that allow for me to change the active status on which image is actively showing in that panel. And as we click with our click event, it changes the active status, and we will have to, again, remove the status from the previously active image. And here's the JavaScript for my dynamic year that gets the full year. And then it displays today's date, and it will change every year. I actually have in my HTML that the footer is actually 2023. So we know that that is working.